Well, appreciate the time here today. PDS, we work with hundreds of healthcare organizations across the country. And despite this being a terrible situation that we're all facing with COVID-19 today, we are able to see heroism on display. I mean, we have a front row seat through all of our customers to the incredible work that they're doing to come through this pandemic situation. And we often get asked, what are you seeing out there today? Because we work with so many different healthcare organizations. What are they doing today as it relates to technology? And there's a few things that stand out that we see people focusing on today. First and foremost, obviously, everybody want to get their COVID-19 testing up as quickly as possible, right? To do so in a secure area, but to get that ready as quickly as possible. Second, how are they going to be able to equip themselves to be able to have an intake of a lot more patients, right? So to expand their emergency room capabilities. And then third, there's going to be a lot of support issues coming up, right? A lot of different people are accessing technology, and the need to be able to focus on patient experience is paramount. So those are the main things that we see customers focusing on today. So we also get asked then, well, what's PDS's role in this? Right, we work with hundreds of healthcare organizations across the country, and we've been doing so for over 30 years. How are we helping our healthcare customers better service the patients and, candidly, the world today? And there's a few ways that we're doing that. So one, when it comes to the testing for COVID-19, so again, everybody had this immediacy to be able to quickly be able to do this diagnostics for their patients. So what we did was we were able to help one healthcare organization in Minnesota be the first in the state to be able to stand up 4 temporary sites, which were actually drive-through patient sites for people to get their testing. So imagine this, a patient would then be able to schedule an appointment, drive up in their car into this tent area, then have 2 different physicians come up, one to be able to check them in, the other to be able to administer the test, and then quickly within 15 minutes be able to send them on their way. We were able to help a healthcare organization be the first in the state to do that. How? Because it's enabled by technology. There has to be a network connectivity. These physicians had to have mobility technology. They had to have mobile carts there as well as not only a computing device, but a medical display. So all of those things that are things that we commonly do in exam rooms and so forth, now we're doing in these temporary testing sites to help our healthcare customers be able to administer these tests. Now, that's a temporary example of what people are doing for testing, but there's a little bit more of a, not long-term, but certainly longer term than that people are saying, hey, what do we have to do for the rest of the year to be able to have expanded emergency room capabilities, right? Knowing that there's going to be this higher intake of patients that are coming in. Well, these are questions that are medical questions, they're facility questions, and they're technology questions. And the great thing is our customers have given us a seat at the table to be able to help advise and equip people to be able to expand those emergency room capabilities. And to no surprise, this has meant an influx of, again, more network capabilities to be able to have more mobile carts and also to have more computing devices. But the tricky part right now is, so independent of this terrible thing that we're going through with COVID-19, in the technology industry today, we are going through immense supply chain shortages. So you want to talk about, unfortunately, a perfect storm right now. You have this incredible demand for medical devices right now, and the supply is at an all-time low when it comes to technology-related equipment for healthcare. Now, the great thing is that PDS has immense clout in the industry. That means that we have direct relationships because of our healthcare expertise with all of those manufacturers of technology. We have access to warehouses across the country. And it's a combination of these things that allows us to act on behalf of our healthcare customers to prioritize where they are on the manufacturing line and better get equipment in to ultimately be able to allow them to better serve our patients. And then finally, support. Wow, have we seen some things change here? So all of a sudden now the way that people are using technology or where they're using it from is very different. We're talking about both employees in the healthcare system as well as patients. So from an employee standpoint, for anybody that's not directly providing the care, in many cases, they're being asked to go and work from home, become a remote workforce temporarily. Well, again, an organization for 2 decades that's been doing 24/7 by 365 support, we know a little bit about what happens when you do that. Anytime you move somebody to be a remote worker, you can anticipate about a 20% uptick as far as a number of incidents that will come in from a help desk. And we're witnessing that here today. Now, a healthcare organization can't all of a sudden just take on that extra burden. So this is an opportunity, again, where PDS, because we have that scalability built in, because this is what we do. Our customers do patient care. We do technology. This is an area that we are able to help out with them as well. Now, that's just for employees. But at the end of the day, we all know it's about patients, right? And the need for people to have access to MyChart or their patient portal, telehealth capabilities. These, again, are things that PDS does every hour of every day, and we've done that for decades. So again, the necessity of that for healthcare organizations to provide care today is so immense, and PDS is standing ready for our clients. In fact, one of the things that we've challenged our team to be able to do is to be able to accelerate our program to onboard healthcare organizations in this critical time with this pandemic that we're all going through. So what typically is a 4-week onboarding process, we've been able to shrink down to 1 week. So what that means is a healthcare organization is saying, we have all these calls coming in, whether it be, again, for patient portal, whether it be for remote work, or whether it be for telehealth. We can't handle all of these calls right now. We need help either from an overflow. We just need you to take it all together. We can go live in 7 days. So that's a sort of way that we continue to challenge ourselves and ask ourselves, how do we help our customers? And these are some shining examples of that. And despite this being such a challenging thing that we're all facing here in the world right now, you always look for some silver linings in that. And again, to watch the human spirit shine here, and I'm talking about our customers here, the healthcare organizations, the incredible work that they're doing every single day. It's inspiring us. It's bringing the best out of us. And I think it also shines an incredible light on what the value of partnership is. We're not throwing quotes out. This is all about what can we do to help. And what I'm seeing is the value of partnership just be a shining example of how we're able to help overcome this terrible situation that we're facing right now with COVID-19.